company team. We're here with Dennis Hadberg, Director of Planning and Land Services, talking about the electric vehicle. So, Dennis, can you tell me a little bit about the electric vehicle?
Well, the electric vehicle is one of three I think the county bought. Thankfully, one of them is located out here in our parking lot and available for us to use. It's a 2012 or 13 Nissan Leaf. So it's all electric all the time.
Okay, great. And so where do I sign up to use the electric vehicle?
The best way to do it is we set up a system through our PALS Outlook here, and it's available for the assessors, auditors, and for PALS employees.
Wow, okay.
And so you can schedule it just like you'd schedule an appointment.
Okay.
And I usually, as soon as I know I've got an appointment someplace and I think I'm going to need the car, I immediately make an appointment with the Leaf at the same time.
Wow, sounds really convenient and quick.
Convenient and easy.
So where's the car parked again?
The car is parked out in our cage at the east end of the building. It's got its own little place where it's got a charger that it stays on whenever it's not in use.
Okay. And so how far can I travel using the electric vehicle? I know some people have a little bit of an apprehension about using it.
Well, the mileage in there, it says distance to empty is what it'll tell you.
Okay.
And it generally says that when you start, it's around 80 to 100 miles to empty. I have had it out as far as past Ording.
Wow.
And out about 300th and the cross street being Mountain Highway, and I've never had a problem. We did take it to Seattle one time with 4 people, and we didn't get a charge, and that was pretty tight coming back. So I would say you're safe inside of Pierce County, and if you don't have too many stops, like going to Ording and then running over to Parkland and then maybe to Gig Harbor and back, I'd start getting a little worried then. But if you're just doing a couple stops, it's not a problem, and I've had absolutely no problem getting back.
Great, great. Well, thank you. So we're going to continue our conversation actually at the electric vehicle, see how it actually works.
Okay.
Thanks. Dennis Hadberg, Director of Planning and Land Services at the electric vehicle. He's going to give us a step-by-step instructions on how to use the electric vehicle.
Okay, thank you, Alex. Starting out, we got the charging station here. There's really not much to it. You don't have to even touch it. It's just something that's here to hang the hose on by the time you get all done. So one of the first things you do when you come out to the car is got the little pink bag on here and the key lock. Key lock is just like any other car. What we would do in this case is I'd unlock the doors and I'd come around to the front of the car. And once I'm in the front of the car, the first thing you notice is there is no gas tank. It's just purely the electrical connection. So I'd flip that up, reach in here, take this hose out here, so that's the connection goes into right here. I pull that out, put it over here on the mount, and then I got to close this. Make sure you close this little orange deal in here, because if you don't close this, the car won't start. So you close that there like that, put down the lid, and then you're ready to go. You can get inside the car. Opening the car on the inside, there's really not much to do. It's the system is set up the exact same way as any other car. So once you're inside the car, it's just the same as any other one, other than there's a little trick. There's no key. There's only the key ring. So you just set these anywhere. You can set them there. You can set them on the seat. You would come in, close up your car, put on your seat belt, put your foot on the brake. You have to have your foot on the brake, otherwise the car won't start. And you press this button down here, which is where a typical ignition would be, and you can hear the whole thing boot up. And as it boots up, you're really ready to go. You can press the OK to get the map to work, so you've got GIS coordinates and so on. This particular one right now, as it says, we're 88 miles to empty. That happens to be right there on the gauge, and everything else is good to go. Because the whole thing's electric, if you are running low, you can always turn down turn off your heat. That takes a lot of power in this thing. As far as making it go, the next thing you do is take the stick shift, and this is all you have for stick shift, so it's kind of a little bit funny like this. You push it forward for reverse, and that one's always a little tricky, because if you push it forward for reverse, it seems like you should go forward, and the car would then start to back up. You push it, as soon as you've got it backed up, you pull it back, and pull it back, and you're good to go. So that's all there is to driving the car. Other than that, it works just like any other car. When you get done and you get to where you want to go, you press the park button, which is that little button right in the middle, and you turn it off by pressing the stop button. Now, the last thing is, if you are going to recharge the car, and remember all that exercise we went out front there, you have to reach down here, there's a little tiny lever, and it's blue in color. And it's got a little gas, even though we don't use gas, it's got a little gas icon on it. When you pull that up, the latch out front opens up for you to then replug it back in.
Well, Dennis, it looks like it really is easy. So we're hoping that more PAL staff takes advantage of using the electric vehicle. Well, Dennis, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. It really is easy. Here's the key so that you can take it out the next time. Down at the Annex, or down at the County City building, just keep in mind there's actually a stall waiting for this to be plugged in, so you have automatic easy parking within about 100 feet of the back door. So that is another benefit. Anybody taking a trip to the County City building should keep that in mind.
Great. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.